I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Dwight Howard allegations are real. If you don't know, Dwight Howard is being accused of essaying another man. Police documents were just released.
I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Dwight Howard as his personality or whatever people like to take a shot at.
So Doc Rivers felt that Josh Smith dribbled it once.
Dwayne Wade appears to have aligned himself with Dwight Howard amidst recent allegations involving an essay by an individual who engaged in an encounter with Dwight, accusing him of coercing his alleged victim, Stephen Harper, into a threesome with another individual named Kitty. Additionally, Dwight is currently facing a resurgence of controversy due to video clips that depict him engaging in inappropriate physical contact with an NBA teammate. Nevertheless, Dwight has addressed these allegations via an Instagram video, encouraging fans to respect his privacy and refrain from concerning themselves with his personal affairs. However, critics argue that Dwight's response borders on gaslighting, as the crux of the matter does not revolve around his asexual orientation, but rather the serious accusations of engaging in non-consensual actions with men and inappropriate contact with his teammates. Surprisingly, Dwayne Wade, who has previously confronted analogous allegations, has emerged as a supporter of Dwight. What exactly did Dwayne Wade convey regarding Dwight's essay allegations? Is he genuinely advocating for Dwight's conduct? Let's delve deeper into the matter. Speculation about Dwight Howard's private life has circulated for an extended period. However, recent developments took a darker turn when Stephen Harper initiated a lawsuit against Dwight, alleging CA and claiming that Dwight attempted to coerce him into a threesome with an individual masquerading as a woman known as Kitty. Per court documents obtained from Radar Online, Dwight and Stephen initially connected on social media in May 2021. They engaged in flirtatious messaging, and Stephen contends that Dwight expressed an interest in unconventional activities, requesting explicit photographs. Subsequently, Dwight invited Stephen to his residence on July 19, 2021, and Stephen has provided evidence in his lawsuit, including text messages and an Uber receipt, to support his assertion that he visited Dwight's home on that day. Stephen's lawsuit maintains that intimate activities commenced in Dwight's bedroom, but to Stephen's surprise, another individual entered the room identifying themselves as Kitty, dressed as a woman. This person, Kitty, is expected to serve as a crucial witness in Stephen's lawsuit against Dwight, aiming to substantiate Dwight's actions. According to Stephen, Dwight suggested a threesome with Kitty, a proposition that Stephen refused, claiming that Dwight had never mentioned bringing a third party in their prior text exchanges. However, Stephen alleges that Dwight began to behave in an intimidating manner, prompting discomfort. Stephen asserts that he implored Dwight to desist, but Dwight disregarded his protests, stating that he would proceed regardless of Stephen's wishes. According to Stephen's lawsuit, Dwight stood over him, forcibly undressed him, and engaged in a non-consensual act. Stephen's lawsuit enumerates charges of assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment against Dwight, asserting that Stephen feared physical harm during the ordeal. In response to Stephen's lawsuit, Dwight acknowledged the encounter with Stephen and Kitty, but vehemently denied coercing Stephen into any actions against his will. Dwight contended that Stephen was aware that Kitty would be present at the residence. Furthermore, Dwight asserted that Stephen's motivation for the lawsuit was financial gain. Stephen remained steadfast in his narrative and addressed the allegations on Instagram, affirming that Dwight ambushed him and had failed to disclose the involvement of a third party. According to Stephen, he was taken aback by Kitty's unexpected presence. Several prominent figures within the industry have shared their perspectives, emphasizing the significance of consent. They contend that the focus should not be on Dwight's asexual orientation, but rather on the allegations of non-consensual actions.
Like, you hear stats saying this, because what people do in their bedroom, that's between them. Not necessarily true. It's never consensual if you surprise somebody.
In his response, Dwight attributed the controversy to fans' nosiness and odd behavior, even creating TikToks that seemingly trivialized the grave allegations against him. However, a growing number of fans maintain that this matter is far from humorous and warrants attention due to concerns about Dwight's potential misconduct. Supporters of Dwight argue that his asexual orientation is irrelevant, emphasizing the importance of allowing individuals to love as they choose. Nonetheless, critics argue that Dwight's actions extend beyond his asexual orientation, specifically referencing an incident involving teammate Isaiah Kanan, where Dwight engaged in inappropriate physical contact. Footage of Dwight inappropriately touching teammates has resurfaced, leading some fans to assert that this behavior should be scrutinized in light of the CA lawsuit. While Dwight's defenders claim that he is the target of homophobic bias, others argue that the focus should remain on his conduct, not his asexual orientation. Dwayne Wade's alleged support for Dwight is gaining attention, with some speculating about the nature of their relationship. Fans recall previous allegations against Dwayne and Gabrielle Union, suggesting a potential basis for his defense of Dwight. Nevertheless, the situation remains multifaceted and open to interpretation. Amidst this intricate web of allegations and counterarguments, the public discourse surrounding Dwight Howard's conduct has intensified. On one hand, there are those who maintain that his asexual orientation should remain a personal matter, highlighting the significance of respecting individual choices in love and relationships. They argue that Dwight's case should be scrutinized on the grounds of factual evidence and legal proceedings rather than delving into his private life. Conversely, a growing contingent of voices insists that the core issue is not Dwight's asexual orientation, but the grave accusations of non-consensual acts. They emphasize that the focus should revolve around consent, respect, and personal boundaries in all encounters, irrespective of an individual's asexual identity. Critics argue that it is paramount to ensure that anyone who alleges misconduct is heard and given the opportunity to present their case within the legal framework. Meanwhile, the allegations against Dwayne Wade have been resurrected, adding another layer of complexity to the situation. Previous accusations made by Jaguar Wright suggesting disturbing incidents at Dwayne and Gabrielle Union's house parties have resurfaced. This has led some to speculate about the nature of Dwayne's support for Dwight, further fueling the ongoing debate. As the discourse continues to evolve, it's essential to maintain a balanced and empathetic perspective. All parties involved should be granted their day in court, allowing the legal system to assess the veracity of the allegations and reach a just conclusion. The public, on the other hand, has the responsibility to maintain a nuanced discussion, focusing on the merits of the case rather than engaging in baseless speculation. Only through a fair and thorough examination of the facts can clarity and justice prevail in this complex and sensitive matter. Furthermore, it's crucial to remember that these allegations have far-reaching implications beyond the individuals involved. They contribute to broader conversations about consent, boundaries, and the responsibilities of public figures. The Me Too movement and other initiatives have shed light on the importance of addressing such issues openly and transparently. The focus is not solely on one person's actions, but rather on fostering a culture of respect, safety, and accountability for all. As in the digital age, where information and opinions spread rapidly, it's essential for the public to approach these allegations with caution and empathy. While social media allows for the rapid dissemination of information, it can also lead to hasty judgments and misinformation. In an era where cancel culture is prevalent, it's crucial to allow due process to take its course within the legal system, rather than making determinations based on incomplete information. For those who may be in similar situations or have experienced misconduct, the way these cases are handled can profoundly impact their decisions to come forward or remain silent. It is vital to create an environment where victims feel safe and heard, and where individuals who commit wrongdoing are held accountable for their actions. As this complex situation unfolds, the public's role is not to act as judge and jury, but rather to support a fair and impartial legal process. By allowing the legal system to evaluate the evidence and testimonies presented, society can work towards justice and, in the process, ensure that consent, respect, and personal boundaries are upheld as fundamental values.